I learned something this week. You know, when you learn something in life too late. So, you know, you buy something and someone says to you, I could have got that for you cheaper. Well, there was this programme on Radio 4. Yeah, I do listen to Radio 4. And it's, I can't remember the title of it, but it's where the presenter talks to someone from an unusual professional background. And they're really interesting programs, because once you get past what this person does, the title, they usually get into a lot of interesting conversation. So this time it was a woman from Sheffield University, and the presenter said to her, he said, okay, well, what do you do? And she said, I do mathematics. And he said, okay, what type of mathematics do you do? She said, I do theoretical mathematics, conceptual mathematics. And he could also hear the audible clicks of thousands of radios going off at this time. Peter over there. You may have to confess this, Peter. So he says, trying to capture and enlighten the audience and brighten up this interview, he says, okay, well, what do you do during the day? And she says, I do normal things. I shop. She said, but I think about mathematics in an abstract sort of way. And he's internally groaning at this stage. So he says, well, what do you mean? 2 and 2's 4. And she said, well, it is sometimes. And that made me realise, all those years through schooling, when the maths teacher was saying, why are you just sitting there? Why aren't you answering the question? I could have gone, I'm considering it. How come you've put 4 and 4 is 15.3? And I go, well. So sometimes you learn things in life too late. So what did you want? Sad or sad?
Sad.
All right, okay. I don't have to apologise for that. Okay, so it's we've talked. This week's been about remembrance, and we all may recall in the First World War was the war to end all wars. Something happened to that strapline, didn't it? I think people have forgotten about it. And we had Wilfred Owen, the great poet, talking war as the big lie. Pablo Picasso painted Woman Weeping. William Blake said that the mystery will never cease. Priests promote wars, soldiers promote peace. And Archbishop Desmond Tutu said, peace is not found at the end of the barrel of a gun. So this poem is in 3 parts, and it's entitled Family Photos. And the middle poem is a poem by the poet and novelist, educationalist Hiba Abu Nada, Palestinian poet, who wrote that poem. She unfortunately was killed in 2023, she was aged 32. So the first poem is about ordinary family photos, where we are in our culture, although we seem to be, people are talking about war, aren't they? Heaven knows why. And then it is the poem by Nada, and then a final poem which tries to encapsulate the fact that whatever happens to us, we're all human. And the way in which people die is not deterministic. Sometimes it's because of decisions made a long way away from where things are happening. So family photos, Mont Blanc, spectacular, robed in white, standing proud in its niveous surroundings. My 2 sons and I perched upon the tip of a snow-laden slope, smiling, warm-wrapped, hawk-eyed, intent on picking a lion down a cavernous bowl. Walking on a wind-caressed beach, my wife, our Springer 2. Of one thing I am sure, I did not bring children into this world to fight a rich man's war. An old man, gazing upon his younger self, gurning at the lens, all smiles. Poem 2, family photos. A bag of limbs, a pile of ash, 5 wrapped shrouds, alongside one another, of various sizes. Family photos are different, for they are together, they were together, and they departed together. Poem 3, fragments. Before they came for you, you brushed your hair. Glancing in the mirror, danced your private jig. And when they came for you, they thought they had you. Only I knew of the parts which had evaded your fate. Thank you.